you guys are live on the Homes and Homies show with Ryan McDaniel, Madison Nolan, and Ernest the Face Enriquez with Michael William Litwin.
I'm honored.
Here you go. You are now on.
You guys are on.
Are y'all really live on the podcast?
We're not.
No, the camera's not even on yet.
The camera's not even on. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's not recording.
They did that to me one day, Maddie. They called me like, "Oh, by the way, you're live on."
Actually, you called me, and I was like, "Oh yes, this is perfect." Ryan, you were going to be on the Homes and Homies. We did it to Derek Cox too. Derek Cox called one day, and he's just like, I don't know if I chose the right. And we were like, hey, no, we have a whole bunch of health insurance questions for you.
Yeah. We do it to about everybody. I mean, I think all our wives have been on it except for John's.
Yeah, I'm scared.
Because
I asked my wife if she wanted to be on it. She's like, absolutely not. If I call you and you're on the podcast, just let me know you're on the podcast. And I'm like, okay.
Aww.
We're on the podcast right now.
Oh.
So do that. Fully hang up on.
So,
But okay.
we have a couple of actual topics today.
Yeah, we're getting spruced over here.
Wait, Ryan, are we on this or not?
You guys are totally on this.
Well, but we're not recording right now, so it's kind of you're practicing.
So here's our playlist for today. We're going to talk about AI and automation.
Look at all this stuff, man. You did some serious
Climate
research.
change and sustainability.
Yeah, you sure want to go there? Because I'll. Well, no.
Mental health awareness, cryptocurrency and blockchain and the future of work, pop culture phenomena, health and wellness trends, social media influencers, real estate market insights. Ryan McDaniel, give us your insights.
Madison Noah, tell us about it.
Tell us all about it. If you don't, I will.
Maddie, give me your opinion, Maddie.
Buyers. So how our team is, it's pretty much Ryan is like pro listing, and Ryan's a very great buyer agent, but I like to do buyers more. But buyer's point of view,
Maddie, that's very fake too. I'm not that great of a buyer's agent.
I'm being like
Just
nice,
say it. Ryan's
'cause
lazy.
He's not. He's a very good agent.
He's awesome.
Yes, but I would say we have so much leverage right now. For like buyers that I'm working with, I like to target 30 plus days on market just to get some more closing costs, get some more lower sales price. But with the whole NAR thing, that's a different story. So definitely have to target a little bit higher days on market to get some more out of the sellers.
I've decided not to participate in the NAR event going on.
What are you talking about? If you're a listing agent, you're participating.
I'm not. I'm putting 3% on everything.
No buyer, no BAC on there.
I did see that little meme the other day where the home. Why is my yard cut like that? There was a 3% cut on his backyard, and they took an aerial picture of it.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the days where agents are like, my buyers paid me in pennies. Like, just gave him a penny jar. It's like, here's your 10,000. Here's your percentage. Here's your cut.
All right, turn that camera on. We got to get going here. I got stuff.
Right, we got to get rolling.
We got to get podcasting.
All right,
Okay.
You guys are on.
Well, I have to go, but I will be there in person whenever you need it next time. Just text me.
Sounds good. We'll let you know. We'll put you in the group Homes and Homies group message.
Y'all should do a Snapchat.
I'm not a snapper.
Good luck, Ryan.
I'm not a snapper either, but I'm just intrigued by why they love it so much.
Snap it.
Snapchat's dying.
It should die.
I mean, for me, it never lived.
Did you get snapped?
That is a green flag. That is a green flag.
Yeah, I just never was a snapper. Yeah, like there's a couple of things too, like the Vines. I never got into those things. I don't know if anybody else did, but
that was back like pre 2000.
TikTok.
Yeah, I mean it was almost pre Facebook.
What was before Facebook?
MySpace. I had a MySpace account.
Everybody was Tom's friend.
Yeah, I had a MySpace account for sure, and I like that you could do music on there too. Yeah. So I had
John had
I had Reckless Kelly's Wicked Twisted Road. When you clicked on my page, it's like
I put you like Milli Vanilli.
nice little serenade.
You could customize like all the theme on your page and everything.
Yeah.
Did you have a MySpace, Maddie?
I did not. I was too young.
Were
but
you
I have
even
an older
alive
brother. You know, I don't think so.
Can you make the sound?
Yeah.
Me.
Did you have an AOL Messenger?
I had somebody the other day that gave me an AOL email. I'm like,
You've got mail.
You've got
"Can I
mail.
really know that? That's a lot.
I just remember our first computer was 1994, and it was a compact Presario. It was like $5,000, and it had less than half a gig or.
I had a Commodore 64. That was awesome. The 5 1/4 floppy disk.
And then we learned how to burn CDs on that. That was the next computer. Yeah, but oh man,
That was the bomb.
the burn CDs.
It was like the CD burning frickin'. He was putting out CDs like drugs.
Who was?
Brian Stanley,
Oh, yeah, he liked
among
them
other
CDs.
things. I don't know what he was pushing lots.
Oh no.
I don't know who that is, but
All
good
right.
luck on your podcast.
All right,
You got the
McDee's.
Brian.
You guys,
All right, McRealty.
You guys both leaving us?
Peace. They're both
I think
hanging up.
Brian's staying.
I'm not staying at work today. Don't admit me to that.
Okay.
He's lying. He's
Okay.
at home.
He's implying that we're not working.
He's
That's
at
That's
home.
hurtful.
This is work. We're
Yeah,
This is-
we're making some money over here.
This is marketing.
Hey, you got $8,000. That's big.
We have
Yeah, that
monetized
is
our
really good.
podcast. We've made like $16 so far, I think.
That's right.
$21.
$21 so far.
I think it's actually $23.87 if memory serves me
And
correctly.
once we get 10,001, we start getting creator fun. So
Oh.
once that happens,
I'll just bring my wheelbarrow for all the money.
we're gonna make like $1,600 every short.
Bam.
You should put all your
A lot.
pennies and put them in a big ass jar.
I'm gonna go convert all my real estate checks into Bitcoin.
That might not be an awful idea.
Not right about now, no.
Make some money, Ernest. You might make some money doing that.
I mean, you might lose a whole bunch of money also.
I converted dollars into pennies on Bitcoin many times.
Yeah.
I've done that. It's been great.
Mike's like Coinbase is awesome until they go bankrupt
Did
and,
you have Voyager? I had a Voyager account. That's
and owe everybody trillions of dollars.
Hey, guys, you got to admit we're kind of like gravity. You can't hang up. You're just like
You
you're,
can't.
you're,
I know.
you're
I mean,
stuck
you're stuck
on
with
it.
us.
Yeah.
Hey Ryan, I got a question for you.
All right. Bye.
On that
Bye.
Bye, Maddie. Bye, Ryan.
Y'all.
You guys, love y'all.
Love you guys too.
Bye.
And on that note, welcome to the Homes and Homies podcast. Where
note, did you start a camera?
yeah, it's
been-
on.
it's
It's
Oh,
been on.
it's been on.
Oh yeah, they're part of the
Oh,
they're part of the
they're in
podcast.
now.
They're getting on it. They're
Yeah, you
getting
kept
it.
saying you get like I'm like, are you like just baiting them to say something stupid?
I didn't know. I thought it was off. I didn't know we started.
Yeah, the little red light is
Yeah,
been-
red light means go.
Yeah, red light means go.
Green red light means go.
Yeah.
Where we discuss current events, real estate, mortgage, and insurance. I'm one of your hosts, Ernest.
We only have one host today.
Yeah.
And alongside me, my co-host Mike and John, the sexy beast Hansen.
Handsome Hanson.
Hansen. That's a tongue twister.
Go. I like to go Hampson.
He goes ham on
Hanson.
that sun. So this week we're going to talk a little bit about AI and automation. We're actually getting kind of crafty over here. We got our playlist, as I like to call it, about AI and automation, the rise of artificial intelligence and automation in various industries, including real estate, healthcare, and entertainment. So AI is revolutionizing real estate from smart homes to virtual agents. So check this out. This is what we got going on. Artificial intelligence takes over the real estate industry. This was a
This may look like
a
whole
clip
lot of nothing,
from
You
CNBC.
see it's trying millions and millions of different options.
but that's just because we can't show you the numbers. It's new artificial intelligence creating the perfect mortgage for an actual homeowner, at least according to LoanSnap.
We're building a
Snap.
financial model for someone and showing them exactly how much money they're losing on a monthly and yearly basis, and then showing them how they could potentially fix that issue and save money in the future. again in seconds.
It's just one way artificial learning is taking over real estate.
That's not my.
95% of it is rhetoric, right? It's a popular term.
That is not innovation.
I hate to break this to everybody, but there's a very simple explanation for this. There's an amateurization schedule, and it will tell you a breakdown. And it's not artificial intelligence. It's an Excel sheet, actually. Yeah. It's simple math.
It's called
it's called math.
So who's seen the movie WALL-E? Disney.
That's the one with the little robot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen it maybe a while back. It's an older movie though, isn't it?
So basically, but anyways, the people have been relegated to just being fed and cared for. They're just kind of fat blobs that get carried around in these chairs. And automation's taking care of everything.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where we're headed.
So you think AI is going to make America fat?
I think it's going to make the world fat. Or we'll be so fit because we have so much time just to work out.
Did you see that Cisco actually just had a big layoff again? It's like their second layoff or something like that.
I thought you were talking about Cisco, the
food company?
the rapper.
The rapper.
I was like, did you see Cisco?
Name his most popular song.
Is he back on?
What's his most...
Let me see that thong.
Let me see that thong. I like it when the beat goes. But anyway, this basically this kind of video goes on to talk about how real estate agents as well are leveraging AI in their business. And
for borrowers, but the holy grail for real estate agents hunting for listings in today's ultra-competitive market.
A traditional agent would go knock on the doors of a lot of homes. Now, AI helps you find the homes that are most likely to sell in the next 12 months. And it does so that by triangulating all the data associated with the home.
And he claims Compass agents have a 94...
Okay, so I have an issue with AI, right? I love AI, but we're just glorifying and putting a name to what we've known as Google machine learning and computer written algorithms that have already generated likely sellers, right?
That's very true, yeah.
Kind of what he was saying, right? Like, oh, AI is finding these sellers. No, it's not. I mean, it's basically Google machine learning with generative AI combined together. So it's an even mix. It's been around for years. Likely sellers have always been based off of a computed algorithm of likely to sell, who are identified as people who've owned a home for a certain length of time in their interest, their consumer-based interest, right? Somebody out shopping for a mortgage loan, somebody playing with a Credit Karma calculator for a new mortgage, things like that. That's what they're looking at. It's not necessarily AI. We just put a name to it.
That is very true. Well, I think everything has been sexified by making it AI. AI driven.
AI gives it sexy names.
But you're right, it has been around for a long time. I mean, I remember services probably about 5 years ago that did the same thing.
Right.
They were predictive analytics of when people were going to sell and when they're going to buy and blah, blah, blah.
Right. Now predictive analytics has just become, oh, it's AI.
I don't know, but I think the whole premise behind the AI stuff is it will continue to learn. Whereas like predictive analytics is a little different. Right.
Predictive analytics is a little bit more behavioral based, right? Like it's based off of their behavior that you see at that time and that point. AI can continue to learn, but that's what Google machine learning does as well, right? So just a little different. Artificial intelligence, I mean, it's basically combining everything, wrapping it under one umbrella and selling it as AI. Any AI products in the insurance industry?
Yeah, we actually we got a new subscription to, it's called Gale, actually. And sounds sort of real.
So it's a voice AI.
Yeah, it's just trying to help us with some service work stuff.
Understood.
Yeah. And it's like if they need to talk coverages or anything, it just gets routed to an agent. But
right.
So you've got a fancy phone tree now. Gail will kind of grab it and answer questions.
Yes.
He goes, "Hi, is this John?"
No, you actually make your voice sound however you want it to.
Yeah,
it's a trip. It can sound like your voice or my voice, and that's kind of
pretty
weird.
Cool.
Yeah,
you call yourself. John, how you doing today?
Record your voice. Is that part of like the setup? Is you record your voice? Hey, it's John Hansen with My Insurance Group. How's it going?
No, and I don't think it would say my name. It would freak me out. But you can make it sound like something you make her sound Southern. You can make her sound like a Northerner. Like
Like, dang Yankee.
So, you sound like a good old Aunt Rosie from Chicago. And Johnny's your my home.
You know what that reminds me of is we actually just watched. Well, we've seen it before, but we watched Terminator 2 last night, and it's the part where I forget the guy's name, but he imitates the mom at the end.
T3000,
the T1000 or whatever. He's like, John, it's Mom. Come out. And he's like, he comes out and she comes around the corner. She's like, it's not me, John Duck. And she's just like,
that's coming. That's coming.
We're like, holy crap. Yep. So they warned us in 91 that crap was going to happen.
It's coming.
It's coming.
And we didn't listen.
We didn't.
Skynet.
We didn't listen.
Right around the corner.
It wasn't just Terminator. There were so many movies about that. iRobot warned us about it. The Ghost in the Machine, man.
They're all warning us, but we're not heeding the warning.
So the real question is, when did they reach singularity? Are we there already, you think?
I don't think so. Close, but not there. Close, but no cigar.
I mean, they said it was like years and years off, and it's like right around the corner now.
Yeah.
They've sped up a whole lot.
We are speeding up the process of evolution so fast that it's not even funny.
Extinct ourselves.
We will extinct ourselves. We're going to put ourselves out of jobs, and we're going to...
I don't know. Whenever the poles flip-flop, it'll mess everything up anyways.
But I don't know. I don't know again. Then
now we're talking to Matrix, so we're going to make us batteries.
When the Earth flips.
No. It's literally...
it happens, yeah.
We have magnetic
It happens every
shifts.
couple 100,000 years. Yeah. And they're saying that, like, at any time that could happen. So whenever there is that flip-flop, nothing works anymore.
Yeah. I mean, it's super interesting. Needless to say, but, I mean... AI on the evolution, I see agents. So the way I see agents actually incorporating into their business is AI has been incorporated into the prospecting phases of things. So agents actually have it prospecting for them on the back end, which is pretty cool. So they're feeding it business, feeding it data. The AI is following up with that data, telling them who is warm, who's not, qualifying all their leads for them, making that process even more seamless. So with like the listing aspect of things, you're talking about like expireds and FSBOs, like agents can now just go and feed an AI machine that will go and follow up with those leads and try and set them appointments, which is cool.
So basically, you're going to make a whole bunch of bad agents be able to sell houses.
Effectively, yes.
That's awful.
But they might get the appointment. They might not get the listing, or they might get the listing. They're just not going to sell it.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's already bad agents, so. But leading us into climate change.
Hey, what about AI and
AI.
AI and medicine?
Ooh.
So they just released a new AI dentist that can do a crown in one sitting. Right now it's 2 appointments. You got to go in, blah blah blah. This whole new robot, whoosh, it's just waiting FDA approval. It'll do a crown in one sitting.
So AI dentist,
yes.
Tree. It's a robot.
That's really cool.
There you go. I mean, just think about that. That's pretty dang cool.
That is pretty cool.
I would trust a robot more than a regular dentist.
But are they going to charge more for it?
Well, of course they will.
You need to get a new dentist.
You need to get new dental insurance. But I mean, that's cool. Get a crown filled with AI. Problem is that just like you don't trust a Tesla car driving itself.
I would trust a Tesla car driving itself.
Would you?
Yeah.
I would too. I'm not going to buy a Tesla.
So the problem is it's not the automated driver. It's the human driver that caused the problem.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's a bunch of sensors that can fail too while you're driving.
I mean,
have you seen San Antonio drivers?
I have seen San Antonio drivers.
Yeah, their sensors fail all the time.
By the way, San Antonio drivers, you suck. Our insurance is going up this next.
It's all your fault.
This next renewal.
I mean, daily I see stuff. I go, "What did I just see?" And
yep.
I mean, you have cars jumping off like 1604 overpasses, and
it's just crazy stuff.
Yeah, I mean. I kind of want a motorcycle, but I don't want a motorcycle at the same time.
No,
I would totally buy a motorcycle and keep it at my parents' place in Pipe Creek because that'd be a fun drive.
That'd be a fun drive out there.
But I don't think I'd want to drive it actually on 1604 or on 281. And, it just...
You might get run over.
I mean, well, there's a staggering statistic that if you ride motorcycles, you will lay a motorcycle down at one point.
Oh wow!
Like everyone that's actually ridden motorcycles for several years has laid it down at least once.
I mean, I used to ride dirt bikes growing up.
Yeah,
but
that's different.
Those fell over quite a bit.
Yeah, no, I mean, and even my moped, I dropped my moped once.
You dropped your moped?
Mm-hmm. And I don't even drive like.
John's like, check this out. It was like it was like Hot Rod. You ever seen that movie, Hot Rod?
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump the pool today.
Dude, I tell you what, the
Vespa.
It's too hot right now, but the mopeds are kind of fun in the springtime and the fall. They're fun to little.
I could see a moped being fun, like down at the beach. Driving it around down there, downtown in Port A. But
I have a little route. You know where Shady Oaks neighborhood is?
Yeah,
I love that, like right behind Bradley Middle School, because it feels like you're in the middle of nowhere, but it's right there on 281 1604. It's fun.
John's like, I go riding around the track at Bradley.
I haven't done that. I haven't done that.
You are the reason why we have climate change, my friend. You and your gas-powered vehicles.
All right, you can move on to the next topic then. I'm sorry.
So climate change.
Climate change.
He tried to get right in there with the climate change.
You got that? Did you catch that?
I got the climate change.
So the future of eco-friendly living. Discuss the growing demand for sustainability. Why does that say discuss? Demand for sustainability homes, eco-friendly
Mike's eyes are
building.
closed because Mike is wondering if he should actually say what's going on.
Should I spout off?
You need to,
Mike,
but
just
hold
say
on.
what's
So let's talk about science. So science is the process.
I mean, what kind of science are we talking about? Are
Any
we
kind
talking
of science.
Fauci science, or are we talking?
Fauci science. Trust the science.
Fauci science.
Trust the science. That man needs to be prosecuted. Freaking throw that guy in jail and hit him with keys.
You know what's kind of weird about the whole situation is that, like, now that they interview him and they like put him in front of a jury, his story changes. It was like, oh, the 6 foot rule just kind of
made that up.
It just kind of came out of nowhere. Like, nobody really knew 6 foot was the distance. We just went with 6 foot. Like,
I mean,
but trust the science, Mike.
So science is the process of trying to discover things.
Right.
But as we know as humans, that what we think we know for sure tends to change every few years. I mean, we look at medicine, and they used to prescribe baby aspirin because it was going to keep your heart risk much, much lower.
You go far enough back, they would be like, hey.
Get the leeches out.
Yeah,
Get the leeches out.
They need a good blooding.
And we've been proven wrong over and over and over again. And why is this any different? I mean, they're so damn set on that we're killing ourselves. And so granted, we are not good stewards of our environment.
Right.
But who's to say that all the stuff that's going on is not just normal cycles of our patterns? I mean, I don't want to bankrupt my children's children to meet this goal that could be totally fictitious.
Right.
There's plenty of competing data on both sides of the argument.
Well, yeah, and my big issue with a lot of that is the solution isn't any better than the problem right now.
Probably worse.
So the way that they're getting lithium out of the ground, it'd be different if the solution was better. Like, 'cause it's like let's find better technology. I'm all down. Like, burning fossil fuels does pollute the air. Like, I mean, it is bad. It is proven. Like, there's smog in huge cities because of all the burning of fossil fuels. Not that cool.
Right.
Let's find something better.
Oh, I agree.
I mean,
wholeheartedly.
but I don't know if what we have is any better, and you're just kind of like.
Well, and the problem with science is the problem, right? Like, science is designed, and science wouldn't exist if science was never questioned. It's kind of like one of those Kamala Harris statements, right? it kind of repeats itself.
Yeah, way to go, Ernest.
But
you had to go there, didn't you?
I had to throw that out there. That's for the views. Here we go.
Were you a sergeant major by chance?
I was a computer science
Command sergeant major.
But no, I mean, science is always meant to be questioned and tested, right? That's why we get hypotheses and hypotheses, whatever you call them. And I mean, without that, it would never evolve and we would never generate. But who's to say that the initial science is correct if it's meant to be questioned and tested? But kind of going into science, these are some cool things that I found out of the UK. These are called the Conquer pods, and you will
like the sound
find
of that.
these actually pretty hysterical because they are little pods that are designed to basically be bought as a single pod, but could be connected and transitioned into making a hub of pods. So the idea behind it was that a guy was like, well, I have kids and my kids each should have their own pod. Well, when he started developing it, he wanted the pods to connect and the pods to be movable, so he was able to actually take them. So he created this eco-friendly solution called the EcoPods, which is in the UK the solution to affordable housing. But now there are these pod resorts or pod communities where people park their pods.
So would you say it's like a podcast?
It's like a podcast.
I mean, you did say pod a lot.
Pod. I'm trying to pull it up here, but your TV doesn't want to work here. But
I was gonna say something, but that was just too many pods.
There was too many pods.
lost
Pod. But yeah, they're called Conquer Pods. Tiny houses. Designed to be eco-friendly and solve whatever solution and problem they're trying to solve for.
All I know is I'm not eating lab-grown steak.
It's not meat.
So I saw a farmer say that cows are the reason why we have oxygen. Like, they produce a lot of oxygen, but they also produce a lot of gas.
So how do cows produce oxygen?
That is a great question. Why don't we ask the...
When I eat them,
You're making methane. You're not making oxygen.
well, when I eat them, I cut down on the methane.
That's a great question. So let's ask the good old Google. Cows, like any other animals, inhale oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide as part of the process of respiration.
It sounded like some of that Fauci science.
That Fauci ouch.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm a farmer. Trust me. They give off oxygen.
They produce oxygen.
Why did I say that? I don't know. I didn't actually go to school. I'm a farmer.
Well, it's hysterical because in his interview, he's like, "We need more cows." He's like, "The problem to ours."
Yeah, I was kind of like, they would inhale oxygen,
And exhale.
fart a bunch, and exhale carbon dioxide.
So between carbon dioxide and methane, I don't see how they're making oxygen.
That's a great question.
They're little gaseous bombs, man.
We should call that farmer up and be like, "Hey, dude, you're giving us false information.
It's Fauci's brother.
It's misinformation."
I mean, if I was a rancher and I had a lot of cows, I'd be like, we need more cows.
We need more cows.
We need the cows. I mean, yeah, that's where you make your livelihood off of. But I mean, how does that help climate change and sustainability? I mean, sustainability is about being able to have life later on down the road, not.
So let's talk about electric cars. Cool
And
idea.
what were they designed to solve?
It's a cool idea, and I like the idea. But this stuff that comes out of the wall where you plug the car in is generating what? The same pollutants that we burn in the current cars.
It's true.
And if we were to all convert to electric cars, our grid would no way come close to supporting that need.
Right. Well, not to mention the electro frequencies that stuff puts out.
Oh.
Like why 5G is so bad for us because it causes cancer because of the radiation and frequency that it puts out. Kind of like if we had 1 million smart cars running around the streets. That's all we had. Tell you not to sleep by your phone, right?
Oh,
Don't sleep by your phone when it's charging.
I never.
I don't think that. I mean, maybe 15 years ago, but I don't think it really throws that much stuff off anymore.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
You ought to put it next to an EMF reader.
Do you have an EMF
You'd be
reader?
surprised. Here, hold on. Let me pull it out of my pocket. But these are the Conquer Pods. We finally got it pulled up. Here are our Conquer Pods.
What does that get jettisoned from the spaceship?
Children, and they wanted something like a shed in our trees, and there was no way I was going to build a shed. So we decided that we were going to, between us, that we were going to build a ball or a sphere.
So it's a round tiny home.
It's a round tiny home that's connectable to other tiny homes.
The idea was that as a young person or young
What are those?
couple,
Those are hamsters that we
you buy
connect to
two
different
houses
stuff.
together,
That's what that is for
and,
people.
Then you have a child, then you order another room.
See? There you go.
Another conquer to the two that you've got. And just imagine when the kids leave home, you could end up with the child taking their shower with them to start their own home.
John, would you live in one of those?
Dude, Buckminster Fuller in like the 1900s made this. It was called a geodome.
But they were bigger than that.
Yeah, it's like, but that's shiny.
These are portable. That's like the mobile home of
that is pretty
Pods.
cool. But like, I mean, like, he didn't just create. Buckminster Fuller created a geodome a long time ago.
My fear, and the fear that I would have, is that this thing would become dehinged from its supports or whatever, and I am now in a rolling ball going down the side of a hill.
It's tornado proof. You get picked up in a tornado. Woo! It's like a roller coaster.
It's like the little balls that what's the name of the machine in Twister?
Oh, Dorothy. Yes.
Like the little balls that Dorothy threw out. I mean, I thought it was cool. I mean, it's a cool concept, but it's a little weird for my liking.
I think there is a term for that. It's called puffing.
But again, it seems like all this stuff has just got that like shiny object appeal to
It's
it.
green and yes.
But how does it actually solve the solution? Like, I mean, the video here clearly showed us a pod or a ball. It looks like a soccer ball.
That's why it's boring.
Here,
maybe that is why it's
pull
boring.
up the Geodome by Buckminster Fuller.
Geodome.
I almost bought one.
By,
As a rental. But the roof was bad. I couldn't even
it's
think
called a
about trying to get that roof replaced.
Geodesic Dome Buckminster. Was that this thing right here? Let's see.
You know, as an appraiser, I hated getting that order.
The gods have spoken.
Trying to find comps for that bad, Daddy.
Yeah. So I found one 20 counties over.
I had to drive like days.
Is that it?
Well, that's...
I mean, that's the idea
that's not
of
it.
That's not it. But like the idea is like
Similar.
like a geodome.
It's like the movie Biodome with Weasel. Just kidding. Come on, ya Weasel. Here he is, Buckminster. This looks like the same video, though.
Richard Buckminster Fuller was one of the most famous designers and inventors in the 20th century, who had a particular interest towards improving society with his many inventions and ideas. Spanning more than 5 decades, he developed solutions to human problems in designing technologies that do more with less. During his many years working with machinery, Fuller used his comprehensive problem-solving approach to constructing a modular home that was relatively inexpensive and easy to mass produce on a large scale for the general population. This was called the Dymaxion house. Fuller was ahead of the curve in understanding during his time that efficiencies must be created in how we develop new technologies in order to prevent a
I can't take it anymore.
Yeah. Interesting.
I'm already sleeping.
That's too much science for Mike's liking. Science rules. So, I mean...
In 3 minutes.
I mean, I couldn't take 30 seconds of that. Well, but I mean, did that not just look like they just
you're kind of right.
like just rip that dude's idea off?
Look, right there, they're next to each other in the bottom there.
Yeah, hey, look, they're just...
They're like, hey, we just made this like
I think that's the playlist
revolutionary thing that came out 120 years ago.
Nobody's ever thought of this. This is a totally new concept and idea. It'd be like somebody making ping pong into a big sport.
Dude, I got this really cool game. So let's get a wiffle ball. And let's like not call it tennis, but like make it kind of like tennis, but shorter
kind of funky name. How about pickleball?
Pickleball. Oh, by the way, did y'all see the message? There's
that makes me super sad or happy. I'm not sure which one it is.
Yeah, there's a pickleball court going up off of Judson near Wood Middle School.
A court?
Yeah, it's got like 5 courts over there.
Indoor or outdoor?
Outdoor.
That don't make me sad anymore.
Yeah. It's not my cup of tea. It's too hot.
It is too hot.
Yeah, no, I want to play inside.
Come on. We
It's
live in Texas.
105 and the sun like, rips your face off.
It's 96 and mostly sunny right now.
That's the point. It's Texas. It's hot. Why would you
play outside?
Continuously make courts outside?
Because
Chicken and Pickle has it figured out with
They've
those
got a
indoor
monopoly.
courts. Yeah.
I mean, I got to book my stinking court 2 weeks in advance.
And it's $30 an hour.
Yeah.
And we're willing to pay it because it's just so much nicer to play inside. Yeah.
See, but that AC in the building, it's causing issues with the climate change and sustainability. You're ruining the environment and killing the trees, man.
They just put some cows on the property. It evens out.
just go put some cows and chickens in the back over there.
It evens out.
Mental healthness and awareness. So the growing focus on mental health, self-care practices, and impact of social media on mental well-being. So stress of buying home, mental health tips for home buyers. Mike, any tips for somebody looking to buy a house that's stressed the F out?
Yeah, I got a couple of. Stop sweating it. It's a house. It's an asset. You buy it, you don't like it, you sell it next year. Stop killing yourself.
I think too many.
Actually, wait 2, maybe 3.
Well, I mean, if you have to. I mean, economically speaking, if you wait a couple, 3 years, you're going to be happy with your return.
Well, yeah.
But it's not permanent. You're not losing an arm.
Well, and depending on what you want to do with your home after 6 months, just depending on your type of financing, you could just turn it into a rental.
But moving does suck.
No, I mean, there's no ifs, ands, buts about that. Moving is not a pleasant experience.
Right. Packing boxes, moving, loading the truck.
I mean,
who wants to do that?
Moving is awful.
Oh, yeah.
But I think we as a society make a big deal out of such little things nowadays.
Right. Well, and I think, the stresses are caused by the factors in the real estate industry, or the stigma in the real estate industry of like, oh, interest rates are too high, I can't buy, when in reality
they're not bad.
Yeah, they're not bad.
But they're getting better.
They are getting better. They're going to get better. But the problem is once they get better.
Hey, what happened today? I know there was a report that was supposed to come out.
Economic Day came out today. The inflationary numbers were in line with expectation or slightly better. So the bond market was happy about that. So rates got a wee bit better. Tomorrow, CPI, Consumer Price Index, comes out. And that is expected to be in line or slightly better. So we should be seeing a good trend going in the right direction.
So in layman terms, explain it in something that a viewer could understand.
You buy cheaper.
Inflation, bad. Less inflation, not as bad. So, as we all know, that going to the grocery store now costs an arm and a leg.
Heck yeah.
It used to just cost an arm. So that price of the gallon of milk, which is now $3.92, used to be $2.92. And it kept going up every month. Now that has slowed down greatly. It's not getting cheaper, but it's less expensive, so the consumer can now adjust to a small, modest increase. So because of that, the thought process is that the Fed will stop raising rates and actually start cutting rates. Between the job market not being great, inflationary figures being tame, and the GDP being weak, the Fed now has enough stuff to say that, okay, we can cut rates. So we expect to see some things happening.
So some things that I've been watching too, kind of in alignment with that, is even with interest rates dropping, people are still getting laid off. Yeah. Right? Like it's just the truth of the matter. People are still losing their jobs. They're getting now going on unemployment. So my best advice to somebody wanting to buy a house is to do it when you can, right? Because you might not have a job in a month or two, unfortunately.
Well, then how do you make your payment?
I mean, that's why I say back. Do it when you can. Don't wait to try and anticipate the market, right? Like, don't try and say, I'm going to wait till rates get better, because you and all the other hundreds of thousands of people waiting for rates to get better are saying the same exact thing.
Well, I mean, I know that's what I'm waiting for.
I'm waiting for rates.
I mean, last week we saw, actually 2 weeks ago, we saw a nice dip in rates. Yeah. And the phone volume went
way up.
Way up.
How many of those people were actually actively searching?
So a lot of people had just got to the sidelines. We're waiting here. We're just going to wait. We're not sure what's going to happen. And rates went down. And they're like, woo, let's go shopping. And they were like, what do we need to do to get our pre-qual refreshed?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just one loan officer in the whole
sea of you guys.
Sea of loan officers. So, I mean,
how many are there in San Antonio right now?
700,000. I don't know.
That's what it feels like.
Like 60% of San Antonio is a loan officer.
And that's half what it used to be.
Yeah. And the other half are real estate agents.
And then only 8% of them are actually selling houses.
Yeah, only 8%.
No, it was a staggering number, though, because usually it's always been that 80-20 rule, right?
Right.
Like, and that's
90-10 or 95-5 at this point.
95-5. Like, so the top 5% of the real estate agents last year did 95% of the business, or 94% of the business.
That's crazy.
But it was just a staggering number nationwide. And you're like, wow. Like,
that is staggering.
So in San Antonio, just looking at licensed mortgage loan officers, there's between 1,500 and 2,000.
Yeah, it feels like 3 more digits on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might throw another digit on. This might be old data.
Yeah.
See, and that's again the problem with AI. Going back to AI, is the data's only as good as it's fed.
Yeah, because I think there's more than that.
Oh, there's probably quite a bit more. So that was one of the big things with like ChatGPT.
Kerrville, just to put this in perspective, Kerrville, Texas in 2006 had 492 real estate agents. That town only has 20,000 people at the time. You know, like, I think that number's off.
Well, that was loan officers, not real estate agents.
Yeah, but
yeah, it doesn't. There's no definitive number.
Is
on
there
the,
one loan
on the
officer for every
interweb.
200 realtors? I don't know what's the
Well, this
ratio?
one office here has 18, so that's just one office. Hey, Michael Litwin is on the top of the list over here as the #1 loan officers in San Antonio. Whoa. For all your needs, call Mike Litwin.
Michael William Litwin, the loan doctor himself.
But kind of going into like back to AI, ChatGPT, that was one of the big flaws with it when it first rolled out, that it was only had data up to 2021. So it had old data. So the issue that it posed onto real estate agents was that when they were going in there and saying, hey, write me a listing description for this address, sometimes it wasn't even finding it. It was just saying that it was a vacant lot or whatever. So they were getting bad descriptions. So it was hysterical because you'd go and you knew who was using AI because they weren't proofreading their thing. They were just copy paste right into the MLS, and you're like, dude, come on.
They're so busy, they don't have time.
Yeah. So selling so many homes, got so many homes under contract, you know. But yeah. So I mean, mental health and awareness during, you know, self-care. Take care of yourself. Don't stress the little things. The buying a home process could be as easy or as complicated as you make it.
Boy, here's my tip on mental health. We humans are social beings. And we've dehumanized so much of our activities where we don't see people anymore.
Yeah.
We sit in our houses, we sit in our rooms, look at our screens all day long. And that's what causes all our problems.
It does. And I mean, that is actually one of our topics, is the impact of social media on personalities of trends and marketing for consumer behavior. So, I mean, just looking at the impact that a lot of the... So here's something that I find pretty comical with like the whole new generation, right? Like, is that you now have kids with cell phones in elementary school.
They don't need them.
I never had a phone in elementary school. It was like the Wild West. My mom had to show up to see if I survived or I died. Like, you know, nowadays they got a cell phone. It's like, hey, let me call little Johnny, see what he's up to. But I'm told that there's like cell phone hours in school. Like they got breaks and stuff where they're able to be on their phones.
Wow. Yeah, I was getting gas this weekend. I don't remember where I stopped. I think it was like Garrett, Texas. I was at HEB getting gas, and I almost stopped and took a picture. They had a payphone.
Oh, wow. Did you use it?
I was just going to call somebody just to use it.
You got a collect call from Michael Litwin. Press 1 to accept.
Did you ever do that in school? When you need to ride home, call your parents, call collect? Do you accept it? No.
We didn't actually have payphone.
We've never done that.
Yeah, you left the message for them.
I do remember calling off payphones, though.
So whenever I was done practice at school, I'd just call my mom collect, and she'd say no. She just knew how to come get me.
Mike's like, Mom, pick me up, bye.
No, I wouldn't say anything. You have a collect call from Mike Litwin. Do you accept it? No. She ain't gonna come pick you up.
He's ready.
So I was rigging the system back when I was in high school.
But I mean, social media
collect call for free.
Man, I'm trying to find this one.
Has influenced so many people nowadays. It's not even funny. It's like I walked into HEB the other day, and I mean, it was 9 o'clock in the morning. Went to go get my son some more milk. And we're walking in, and there's this girl like, hey, it's 9 a.m. on a Monday. I'm walking into HEB. I'm going to show you what I'm doing today. And I'm like, holy crap. Like,
I don't care. You're buying groceries.
Like, just straight up, like, walking around recording herself inside of HEB. And then she started recording because the 1604 Bulverde HEB is reorganizing. So she's like, look at them. They're moving all the shelves. Here's an update from HEB. I'm like, who the freak cares?
Why do they do that? Just leave it alone. I finally learn where stuff's at, and then they move it. They do it on purpose.
Yeah.
So
it's
they
like,
have to wander the aisles.
You want to know why, right?
So you have to buy it.
Fuck you. That's why.
You know what? Here, I gotta pee.
At Walmart, I cannot go into Walmart. I want to just pop every time because there's a bunch. You see the parking lot, bunch of people, and then they're like, there's 2 self-checkout lanes that have a fucking mile long, and there's one motherfucker that's checking out, and they're like, I swear they have to be like on the way left side of the bell curve to work there, and it's just like everything is like scanned super slow, and you're just like, what the beep? Like, there's no place to check. I just want to buy this. Like, let me buy it.
I'm just glad we don't have as many couponers as we did back in the day, because that would hold up the line even longer.
Costco. I'm coming for you, Costco.
Uh-oh.
So my wife sends me the list of stuff I need to buy. Have you tried to find stuff in Costco?
It's terrible.
They put stuff in random spots, and about a half an hour I tell my wife, you're not getting these 3 items. I can't find them. I'm done looking.
But and they purposely kind of separate.
I couldn't find a particular sliced cheese and pepperoni she wanted. I looked at lunch meat. I looked at cheese. I looked at dairy. And it wasn't there. But the store said they had like 300 in stock. So I knew they had, just couldn't find it.
Yeah.
So I'm actually happy.
Why do you do that, Costco?
Happy that HEB's reorganizing, because the doors we walked in. I mean, if you have a toddler, you have a 4-year-old, the doors that you would walk in was the toy section aisle. Like, you walk right into the toys.
By design.
By design. So, yeah, I'm glad they put shelves up that cover the toy section now. Now we get to look at ketchup. Ketchup is better to look at than the toys. And, yeah, we don't walk out of there with stuff we don't need.
You go to the one on Boverde, right?
Right.
That's quality. That's quality HEB.
It's a huge one. I am so glad I go to my little
huge.
ghetto one.
It's going to be huge.
A little ghetto one on Thousand Oaks, Jones Malsburg.
You still go
That
to
used to be my HEB.
That's the OG HEB.
Until they opened the new one.
I just know where every single thing is in that store. And if
they can reorganize it.
Yeah, if they reorganize it, I'm going to lose my mind.
John's like, I got to go to the back doors, get my flowers for my wife. Then I go, over here's my brisket. Well, the deli and everything's still in the back of that store, because we still go to that one too. Like
it's like on the side, it's not the back.
I guess there's really no back. It's
deli's
like
right next to
the side.
flowers.
Yeah, next to flowers. Next to the flowers and the veggies.
Yeah.
And they got one little express checkout there too.
Not anymore.
Oh, it's gone?
Gone.
Yeah, it's all self-checkout now, isn't it?
No.
They just got rid of the express
No,
there?
they got rid of that little one on the side.
What did they put there?
They put a sushi stand and that's where all the flower stuff is.
That ain't right.
Yeah.
That ain't right. Whatever happened to that ain't right?
That ain't right.
Oh, that was weak.
That ain't right.
No, that ain't right. But yeah, I mean the social media influencers nowadays are just getting out of hand. Everything's like an
adventure. Buying groceries.
Well, everybody nowadays is just like so infatuated with their phone, and they're so tied into everybody else's life that it's not even funny.
Well, it's not
like
the real life.
Click the follow button.
Click like, follow, share. You need to follow us because you want us in your life. 15% Paramount global layoff. U.S. workforce and TV studio is closing. But yeah, I think social media definitely has an influence on personal behavior.
What kind of segue was that?
I was very
don't
confused
know.
by that. It popped up.
Okay.
He just squirreled that one. Yeah.
Squirrel. More AI. Mike, what do you want to talk about, Mike? I knew you said you had some topics. What do you want to squander on today?
Squander. So I've kind of forgotten now. I got so distracted.
I know. I feel bad because you were on something while I was talking about Walmart.
And then...
Ooh, we got more Gina's cookies, though.
Fabulous. Those are chocolate cherry cookies.
They are really good.
They were delicious.
Yeah, it looks delicious.
They were good.
Oh, it's going to crumble.
It's good.
It's going to crumble. Speaking of which, next week we'll have another homie with us.
So if you want to apply to be a homie,
click the link below.
We're currently taking applications
for new homies.
So what are your thoughts on the stock market, John?
You can make a lot of money on it. You can lose a lot of money on it.
Are you talking about blockchain and cryptocurrency there?
That's where I was going.
So
you can lose a lot more money a lot faster on blockchain and cryptocurrency.
So what do you think about quantum computing? How close are we to that?
I'm not an expert. I can't talk on it.
Well, I thought Mr. Tech would have some kind of info on that.
I do know that
My mouth's full.
Do you know that the cryptocurrency is a very interesting, weird, unregulated thing?
Unregulated. And that's okay, as long as you know ahead of time that you're going to get, it's the Wild West of investing.
Yeah.
If you go in ahead of time,
yeah,
there's a place for that.
I mean, I like going to a casino. You know what I mean? It's not good financial advice necessarily.
But it's still fun.
And there's
Take a lot of lose a lot.
There's absolutely no difference. You probably have just as good of a chance of hitting the jackpot than you do getting the right coin.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know enough about all these coins to.
I just hope
to
Shiba's
speak.
running. Come on, Shiba Inu, let's go.
Oh yeah, because I will be a billionaire.
I got some serious shares. I mean, coins.
I'll be a billionaire.
So I had to I had to watch or not watch, but listen to the Donald Trump, Elon Musk Spaces.
Well, I heard there was like 1 billion listens or views or whatever.
So there's over like 360 million views, and it literally
Broke the internet.
Well, so they had the government had or media had already warned them to not do it, which was funny because that was like a day or two before they actually did the interview.
What happened to freedom
and then
of
all of a
speech?
sudden they had like hackers trying to hack the X servers and stuff like that 8 hours before they were set to go live. So little conspiracy tinfoil hats going up over there right now. But word is it was the government. But anyway, that's not the reason.
Weaponized everything else.
That's not the reason why I was listening to it. But I was just waiting for Elon Musk to drop like little, Shiba Inu, like hints,
little hints in it.
And because I was like, oh man, it's off to the races if he dropped. Because it was always like, hey, sell the news, buy the dips, right?
Yeah.
Like, so I was getting ready to like sell. I was ready to sell because I'm stocked up. But I've been doing crypto trading since like 2016, somewhere around there. But back in the day, it was a little different. Back in the day, you bought and traded based off of like the mission of the coin.
Yeah.
Like what was it set out to
used
do?
to have something, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm buying SafeX because they're going to totally decentralize the marketplace and be the Alibaba of the crypto space. And it's like, heck yeah, I'm going to go buy 700,000 of those because it's like a millionth of a Satoshi.
Have you?
The fact that you know what a Satoshi is concerning.
Have you looked at Perp?
Perp, like Granddaddy Perp?
No, it's a new little meme coin.
Why would you name a coin Perp?
PURPE, I think.
Perp
Yep.
crypto. Purple
As
bricks.
as in perpetrator, as in criminal.
They don't even have anything on the interwebs for it.
Just all the Wall Street bets guys are raving about it.
Perp.
So it's going crazy on Reddit then.
It's a pump and dump.
Yeah.
It's probably a pumper and dumper. Yeah, it's at 0.00007 Satoshis. Like I said, I was doing this in 2016. I'm not any expert, so don't take my financial advice. But back in the day, we were buying based off of like what the coin.
That, yeah.
Now it's like, oh hey, this is where everybody's going. Like everybody buys because Wall Street Bets goes and buys. Like, did you ever see the movie of the whole GameStop? Like the Netflix movie that they made? I forget the name of it, but it's like
Dumb Money.
Dumb Money.
Dumb money.
Like it was just an idea. Like it was literally just that he had a hunch and he was looking at what the charts were telling him.
He liked the stock.
And he liked the stock so much that he went and gained popularity and riled people up and then just told them, hey, like hold, don't sell because we could screw the big man.
I feel like I'm a bad parent. I took my daughter to see that movie.
Did you really?
Oh yeah, that was
I left about like 15 minutes into it.
A young daughter.
Because I thought it'd be a good lesson for her, but
What did you learn?
Now, I learned that I shouldn't take in my daughter because he was cussing constantly and inappropriate material.
The Big Short would have been a good one to take her to.
Yeah, that
was
actually a pretty good movie.
That was
well done.
Yeah, The Big Short. Like out of the two of them, I think The Big Short was way better. Like
it explained pretty well.
It did. Yeah,
I mean, people would come out and tell you what's going on.
Yeah.
Hey, I will tell you though, looking here at Perp, it does have a really good fully diluted valuation.
Do any of them have a really good fully diluted valuation? You're buying air. You're buying absolutely nothing.
No, you're buying Perp.
So let's see what their mission statement is here. So
I just know it's a purple frog.
It's like going to the casino, hitting the spin button.
It looks like a purple frog with a mohawk on it.
Oh, I didn't even know he had a mohawk.
It looks, or a headband.
Does he have a non-fungible token?
Non-fungible. An NFT, baby. So I actually have... so I got into the real estate game with I forget the name of the stupid thing but I have like a bunch of properties on it that we bought with Bitcoin.
I got a bunch of non-fungible stuff from Shark Week last year.
It's called Upland. So if you ever got on Upland, it's essentially like a real estate market for crypto. You can go and buy like properties and hold the digital asset to the property in different states. So like I got properties in like Louisiana, New York, and I think Maryland.
You didn't really pay any money for that, did you?
I used some fictionary Bitcoin.
That is puff pass. I mean, you're buying a digital copy of a physical asset, and it's gonna somehow have value.
It's like, I own the digital copy of your land. It's
you
like,
know how it has
try
value.
walking on it, motherfucker.
I'm gonna put a lead on it.
This is Texas.
Take my virtual shotgun and light your ass up.
But no, but the total supply is terrible. I think over 1 billion coins. So, but that's the same problem with Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu would have to burn so many coins because they got like
how many billions of coins are there?
They got trillions of coins.
Of coins.
Like,
they have trillion, and they have actually a huge market cap too, which is crazy.
There's so many people that hold Shiba Inu. They're just, I mean, you just never know.
Who doesn't own Shiba?
You just never know. It was funny though because like when Shiba Inu. Because it did have a run. It's like way higher than where it was. When it had its initial run, people were putting like little Shiba Inus on rockets and like having Musk drive the rocket, and everybody's like, to the moon. But that was we're in a bunch of trading groups on Reddit, and we have some Slack channels as well when we do get into it, because we get into it like once a quarter. We'll go big on it, where we actually start trading, because the quarters we find are like when the earnings usually happen, things like that. So that's when things really start to pop off. So we'll usually trade with like some of the overseas countries. Like we'll stay up at night and trade with England and stuff like that, because when we're selling off, they're buying basically, and when we're buying, they're selling off. Like our night is their day, vice versa. So we got really big into that, and yeah, we were rolling in some dough. Hopefully the feds aren't watching this. But
I was just thinking that.
Hopefully nobody from the IRS is watching this.
This is James Cardenas.
My name is James Cardenas with the Homes and Homies podcast. No, but yeah, and there's a lot of prop tech companies out there now that are targeting cryptocurrency. I know some title companies have actually sold properties or closed properties using Bitcoin and digital assets.
Yeah.
Have you had anyone come to you and be like, hey, my down payment's in BTC?
No. And we even accept Bitcoin for monthly payments.
Do you really?
But who the hell cares? It's a gimmick.
I mean, if you think about it, you would be accepting something that could grow, right? Like, instead of paying $2,400 for...
We're not holding it. We're turning around and putting it back to U.S. dollars, USD, as soon as we get it. I mean,
so how does that work? Because when you convert that money, you pay a fee, right? So,
I guess
so in essence,
the spread's good enough to cover it.
The bank's losing money, essentially. So if I go pay my $24.99.81 mortgage payment, and it costs you $15 to convert that into cash,
just lose that fee.
Yeah.
It's for a marketing gimmick that we take.
Interesting.
Bitcoin.
Well, today's my dad's birthday.
Yeah, buddy.
And I'm going to have to...
Happy birthday, Mr. Hanson.
Wrap this bad boy up so I can go drive an hour and a half out of...
You're a good son.
Let's do the outro
well
here.
Done,
let's practice this outro. You ready for this? Thanks for tuning. Oh, we'll give this to Mike. Mike can do the outro.
Oh, I got to find the outro. Wow, here's the outro. He took my intro.
I took the intro, you do the outro.
Thanks for tuning in to Homes and Homie Podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's discussion. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us for more updates.